Well, everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Dashing Through the Snow, which is a new holiday comedy coming your way on Disney+. And this film is directed by Tim Story, who is such an interesting director in terms of the different films he's done, from Fantastic Four to Barbershop to Taxi, the new Tom and Jerry film, the Shaft sequel, legacy sequel, and most recently The Blackening, which honestly is probably my favorite film that he has done. I'm a huge fan of The Blackening, and not this film though. Balancing out this year. This is also from writer Scott Rosenberg, who wrote Con Air, Gone in 60 Seconds. So, sure, holiday comedy starring Ludacris as a social worker, which I have to get this off the top. Ludacris is not that charismatic of an actor and performer on screen, and anchoring this whole entire film on him is not a great idea. You know, he has his moments in Fast and Furious where he could be sassy and throw out some jokes here and there, but like, he's not a leading man. He does not really carry this film, and you compare him with Madison Sky Validum, who plays his daughter, who's super adorable, and it still won't make him a great protagonist here. Lil Rel Howery, who plays Santa, a man who says he's Santa, and Ludacris's character is not convinced. He thinks that he's just, you know, a guy who really needs his help at this point as a social worker. I think Lil Rel is a lot of fun here. I think he really works well as this Santa character for this film. You have Tiana Paris, who plays Ludacris's wife, who they're separated. And I really like Tiana Paris. Not really utilized a whole lot in this movie. She's more charismatic in the fleeting moments that she's in the film than Ludacris is. And then you have a whole bunch of conspiracy with, like, the mayor and all these people working for the mayor that feels so ridiculously tacked on to this narrative to make this, I don't know, more dramatic and have more of a plot. And it's not interesting or engaging at all at any point in the film. Even when it's trying to be mysterious, like, why are these people here? I just don't feel like this film really capitalizes as well on this idea of, like, what if this social worker who's a grump hates Christmas. There's a little interlude at the beginning, this prologue at the beginning of the film where it introduces why he hates Christmas. And it's an interesting one. It's an interesting story, but it's narrated by Ludacris, which makes it less interesting, honestly. And it's just one of those kinds of things where it's like, you had this concept at the core of it, with Ludacris and Lil Rel Howery at the center. And you keep distracting it with this other stuff going on that's never as interesting and never captures your attention like what these characters are going through. So this film feels muddled and messy and unfocused in what it's trying to do, and the elements that it chooses to do aren't that interesting, that they tack on top of what had a lot of potential to be an interesting central premise. It technically is still the central premise, but so much of this other subplot stuff gets in the way too much for you to really just stay in the moment and enjoy the experience of these three main characters: father, daughter, Santa, ? But in the end, I feel like Dashing Through the Snow is a film that doesn't really hit the comedic beats that it's trying to do. It doesn't have a very intriguing overall story to it, and in the end just feels like a very superficial, on the surface, quick holiday film that Disney Plus could plop on there. It's like, 'tis the season, go watch it. And there you go. But those are my thoughts on Dashing Through the Snow. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in, supporting your Wasteland reviewer.